Weekday nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry icy's on the mic, energy, it's good delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse that's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, unless I'm on a remote, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you and sponsored by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. If you got some grass you don't want to cut, you got properties you don't want to take care of, think of Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You got a flower bed that you want cleaned out, think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You got paver patios you want to get done. You got just other general landscaping issues you want to get taken care of. Give Priority Lawn and Landscaping a call. Call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. Follow them on Facebook and tell them Ice sent you. What is up to everybody in the chat? We got strangers in there, Brad's in there, Paul Painter, and Jerome's in there. What is going on, guys? All right. The Cincinnati Reds are opening up a series tonight versus the Mariners. They are on a 3-game winning streak. Can they continue it? We'll find out. They did make some moves today. We got some transactions. They activated from the 10-day injured list. I always call it the DL, but it's called the injured list now. Outfielder Austin Hayes, if I could see what he can do. Infielder Matty Bats, Matt McClain. They activated from the 15-day injured list Alex Diaz. So we'll see if he gets a chance to close tonight. And option to AAA Jacob Huckabee and Novi Marte. I'm a little disappointed that they sent Marte back down because I'd like to see what he could do. Like me and Joe were talking before the show started. He's only got 7 at-bats. So that's kind of hard to make a dent in the Major League roster where you only get 7 at-bats, but we'll see. We are 9 days away from the NFL draft and the NFL draft party that I'm going to have. I'll be hosting at MLT's. That's Mount Lookout Tavern. That's right in Mount Lookout Square. It's April 24th. We have Bengals safety Tyson Anderson going to be there. We're going to be doing Bengals trivia starting at 6 o'clock, so get your teams together. We're giving away prizes there. Podcast starts at 7. I'll be there. Tyson will be there. Joe will be there. David Fulcher's going to be hanging out. Podcast starts at 7, goes till 8. We will be hanging out all night long trying to find out what in the world the Bengals are going to do at 17. I think they're going to draft a interior lineman and an offensive lineman at 49 is what I think. The Bengals also hosted about 45 potential draft picks today in the bubble. So I know a couple Bearcats are there. Corey Kiner is one of them. I won't mind seeing him in Bengal stripes. We'll see what happens. But let's get to my co-host for today. If you guys have not subscribed to his show, why the hell not? It's Chose Tavern. He does a great job. Here's Joe Farsi. What's up, Joe? Hello? Can you not see me? I can't hear you now. Why are you muted? You're muted. I don't know what that means. You're muted. I can't unmute Mike's guess. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There you go.
Okay, that was weird. I was hearing you, but like it was just a black screen. I had no idea what was happening, so I think it was
really?
something you did. I'm blaming you.
Well, StreamYard has been weird here lately. Yeah, like yesterday, everybody kept telling me that my screen was blurry and it looks fine to me, and I could see you perfectly fine. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
So anyway, Bro Muhammad Ali, what's going on?
What's up, man? Just
happy 1 day belated birthday.
Yeah.
And I know I texted you and was at your party and all that shit, but still.
Yeah, thanks, brother. You were the one that hosted the roast of me, so we'll see.
I'm the host. I'm the roast hoster with the most.
There you go.
In a toaster.
Andrew says he can see but not hear. Nobody can hear us? Like, I don't know what's going on.
And turn the volume up.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I can hear it fine. See, this is what I don't like. It's like I don't like it sounds perfectly fine to me. So I can't I don't know. Hopefully it'll
I mean, if I can hear you, you can hear me, then okay, yeah, Dustin says he can hear, so
okay, good. All right, cool. Everybody can hear us, everybody can see us. Okay, it's fine now. All right.
Can y'all see this? Can everybody see this?
Right, exactly.
Just checking. Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear. All right, good. I don't know what the hell happened there. So, the Bengals. The title of the show is on the Bengals stuck in neutral. For me, one of the biggest concerns has been all offseason is that sign Jamar and T, what they did, and hopefully sign Trey. But as far as addressing issues, is the guards, and I am pretty much sold on they're going to draft a guard at 49 because they're going to have to, unless they're not signing, because if they don't, they're going to have to sign Reisner or Scherf. But if they're going to do that, why don't they do it now? So I think they're trying to draft a guard, and because I'm not comfortable with Cody Ford or the guy we got from the Saints or Reisner.
Lucas Patrick.
Yeah, Lucas Patrick or who's the other one that we re-signed? Ragnow, I think his name is. I can't remember now.
Not Frank Ragnow.
Not Frank Ragnow. Anyway, there's another one we re-signed. One of the Trags likes. Trags says the Bagels like him, and I cannot remember.
There's Jackson Kirkland that's been an undrafted free agent that they've had stick around. Yeah,
Kirkland. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sorry. But out of all these guys, and they said Cordell Wilson, I'm okay. I want two. I'm okay with one of those guys being a guard, but not two of those guys. We got to have somebody established. I mean, I say established. Established could be a second-round pick. That's good. A plug and play.
Right.
That would be great. Now, what's your thoughts on just the Bengals offseason, and are they stuck in neutral right now?
I mean, they're absolutely stuck in neutral. I was actually talking to your good friend on Big Savage on Saturday at your party and talking about trying to figure out what they're going to do with the guards. Yeah. I'm convinced that Scherf or Risner, Will Hernandez, one of those guys are going to get signed after the draft. I think they're holding off. Like that, I don't think they're going to sign unless someone offers them a dumb deal. They're waiting to sign until after the draft to figure out who needs them, or wait until closer to camp for a matter of maybe they can skip out on having to do OTAs and early part of camp. You come in right before game start. You keep yourself in shape, and then you're good to go. Especially someone like Brandon Scherf, who's over 33 years old. The less wear and tear he can put on himself before he needs to, the better. Right.
I want to sign both of them. I would love them to sign both of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I prefer them to do.
Yeah, sign both of them. I mean, Risner is almost 3.5 years younger. Again, he's a average starter. He's not, top of the market or anything like that. But he's someone you can plug in there and improves the floor. He's better than Cordell Volson. He's better than Cody Ford. He's a lot better than where Alex Kappa has been. Sign him for a couple years, bring Brandon Scherf in for 1 year, and let a draft pick battle him in camp, which, I mean, isn't going to happen. The draft pick will, it'll end up being what they planned for Amarius Mims to have him win a spot.
That's fine.
Mims was going to take over anyway, but
right. Well, I'm okay with that. If you draft somebody and then they fight for a spot and they beat him out, That's fine. But that's what I would rather have two veterans, or at least one veteran in there, that can go. Like if we have Reisner or Scherf and then whatever rookie, I would be okay with that. A lot better, I'll tell you that.
If the starting guards on opening day are guys that are on the roster right now, the Bengals have failed. They're unserious and they have failed. I'm going to put that out there. If it's any one of those two guys, I'm gonna be pissed, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, Cordell Volson is probably going to be the starting left guard, and I'm going to be pissed about it. But
because
whatever.
They didn't upgrade. They did not upgrade the position unless they're right that the guy they signed from New Orleans and Kirkland are better than what we think they are. Which the Bengals should know more than we do about this, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm not sold on them. I mean, they're Kirkland's an undrafted guy, and hey, maybe they can develop him. I don't know. I hope if that's their plan, which I think that's what they want to happen. I think that's what they like to happen.
But he's been in the system for several years. It's not as if he's someone they just pulled off the street. Like,
I know.
Oh yeah, this guy's been under.
Right. That's where I'm not sold on it. That's where I'm like, I believe that's what they think. But I also believe that if there's a guard at 49, they'll draft him there. Is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're thinking because I wanted to sign two guards back in February.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. So because the thing is we talk about the running game to get the run. It's not only protecting Joe, but getting that running game going. And guard play helps the running game.
Yeah. And that's like I understand that they're not going to go out and get some maulers out there for the running game because that's just not what they want to do. But whether they should or shouldn't is another thing. They want guys that are going to be able to hold a pocket and keep Cam Hayward from tearing Joe Burrow into three pieces.
Right.
Jackson Kirkland has 3 snaps in his career.
Woo.
Period. He's got the size they like. He's 6'7", 328. I know he was a tackle coming out of Washington. Had injuries, which is why he fell to them as an undrafted free agent. But you don't rely on – if you're relying on that guy, again, you shit the bed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay. I put it out this way. They draft somebody at 49 and Kirkland beats that guy out. Fine. That's cool. I want competition at least. I don't want to just go, all right, this is going to be you guys. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. I want competition. I want guys to have to fight for their spots.
Yeah. Nobody should be given a spot, but there should be actual legitimate high-end talent there to take a spot.
Right. That would help.
Like Amarius Mims. I mean, again, Amarius Mims, if he hadn't gotten banged up in camp, would have taken the spot, would have taken over or would have won a spot on opening day. And he would, even without Trent Brown getting hurt afterwards, he still would have taken over, a handful of weeks anyway.
Yeah, that was eventually going to happen here. But Mims was so talented. I mean, that's the thing. Just like what you said, one talented guys in there, and hopefully we can get somebody there at 49. Dustin here says we should throw a party if Bank slides to 17. We need those guard tackle style guys. I think we're overlooking the injury process or
proneness
of OBJ. Not the last 2 years, and Mims is always concerned with injuries. And that's what has been very surprising. Is Orlando Brown didn't miss anything. He never got hurt.
Yeah.
He came to the Bengals.
Yeah.
And Mims has been, that's the reason he didn't play a lot in college. He is injury prone. So I do. I mean, I don't know. Could you see them? I have a hard time seeing them because they don't regard guard play. They don't think of it that highly. I'd have a hard time seeing them taking a guard at 49. Especially if Walter Nolan
at 49, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, so that's where I'm like, at 17. I'm sorry, I'll get that right. At 17, I would have a hard time seeing them taking a guard. 49, I think they will. At 17, I'd have a hard time seeing them draft a guard as a first round pick. I don't even know if they've ever drafted a guard in the first round.
Yeah. Kevin Zeitler.
Oh, that's right. All right, that was a while ago.
I do like Andrew Costigan say take Jar Jar Binks over Volson. Yeah, Misa say Volson can't block shit.
Star Wars fans hate Jar Jar. You know that, right?
I don't care. I don't like Star Wars.
These are not the drones you're looking for.
These are not. This is not the film series you're looking for if you want good movies. Boom! I'm here for the smoke.
I like Star Wars. I like the original ones. Dustin, wild that Dane Brugler has no one out of the top 30. The NFL might not be able to be as high on him.
But that's one guy's take too. I mean,
I don't know.
Dane Brugler is probably my favorite national guy.
I like him. Yeah.
But that's just one man's take too. A lot of people have him in their top 15, top 20.
Yeah.
It only takes one team. Like, I mean, if the Bengals were to take him at 17, if he's sitting there and they take him, I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it because that would get us close to where we were with our interior defense line when we had the Super Bowl. We have Nolan. We have I can't think of the guy's name for Green Bay, we just signed. I hate when I can't think of people's names.
TJ Slayton.
TJ Slayton, and then you got BJ Hill. That would take snaps off BJ Hill. So that would be more of that. And you do have outside. I still want an outside rusher. Don't get me wrong. You do have outside rushers in Osai and Miles Murphy. Which what
have I been saying though? What have I been saying about where I think they are with their edge? I think that they're comfortable with the guys in that room. I'm not saying it's off the table, but I think unless somebody falls to them, like Abdul Carter isn't falling there, but someone that they have in the top 10, unless some edge rusher falls to them, I don't think that they're going to look for someone at that spot because they're going to go for someone that to where that they feel is a bigger need.
Right. That's why I think interior is at 49 or 17, and at 49 is a guard, and then. The other thing for me is a bigger one is linebacker. You still got to figure out what the hell you're going to do with Pratt. I mean, I know they did sign whatever that guy is from the Patriots, but he's not a star.
Oren Burks.
Yeah, Oren
Burks.
No, the one from the Patriots last week. Oren Burks was from Philadelphia.
Oh shit.
Gillis.
He's a special teamer. He's a guy they had.
Right.
I can't remember what his name is, but they had him on their practice squad, and he's been on co-practice squads. Yeah, he's depth. Right. He's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He's not somebody they're going to count on for linebacker spot. So they still have whatever the hell they're going to do with Pratt, which I think we'll find out either during the draft or after the draft.
Yeah, I think they're holding on to him, see if they can get a draft day trade to maybe move up in a round or something like that. And then on Saturday, if no one's made a phone call on Saturday on day 3, then they'll waive him. I think Stranger is right. It's like someone in round 3, and I don't know specifically about Demetrius Knight, but I think that's where they need to go. They need to go somebody in mid-late rounds, just get athletic guys.
Well, I mean, they've done good. I mean, that's where they got Logan Wilson. So I mean, just by past history, and then they have Akeem Davis-Gaither in that same draft. He was a fourth.
Well, they struggled. They struggled forever trying to get somebody in the mid rounds linebacker. I mean, PJ Dawson. Holy smokes! There's so many just forgettable linebackers they got in the mid rounds and mostly third rounds that Logan Wilson was finally like, hey, we got somebody. Right. They also got Marcus Bailey in that same draft, who was a good special teams player if he, when he was healthy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing with this draft is they got to hit on damn near every pick. I mean, they can't miss. I mean, they literally. I mean, they can miss a couple. They got to hit on at least 4 of these guys at the minimum. 4 of them has got to be impact players.
That's why they should. And again, it's controversial, but if they're confident that they can find, that there are players in this draft, you try to trade Trey Hendrickson if someone's going to offer you. Obviously, they're not going to get what they're asking for, but if they come down on their price, because there are edge rushers to be had, and if you can pick up a first and another pick, get maybe 6, and end up with 7 or 8 draft picks, you can refill that. Again, if you get guys, if you get pressure coming up the middle, those outside rushers, Osai and Murphy, are going to be cleaning up.
That's exactly what I've said. If you get that with Nolan, if you can get that push up there, which is what he's known for, that gets the outside rushers. And we'll just say if we have Trey, how much more? If we keep Trey, how much more impact is he going to have? If you're actually having a rush from the inside. So let's see here. Dustin Croft, thanks for the $5 super chat. I think as we go through the why can't I read words today? Predicting what is that word?
Predicting the draft.
Oh, geez, why can't I read today? Predicting. I'm getting old. Predicting the draft. We are starting to find out for ourselves how many holes we still have. This roster fell off fast. True, but again, I will go back to this is. We have Joe Burrow, we have Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and they're healthy and happy. You get this offense roll, but that goes back to me, again, if you're not going to spend the money on the defense, spend it on the offense so you can at least control the ball a little bit more, and keep their offense off the field. Because there's a couple times we scored so daggone fast. It'd be nice to run the ball a little bit and keep the ball and run the clock out, which is what they need to do if this defense is anywhere close to what it was last year. But again, I go back to the Super Bowl run where we were, I think, ranked 15th or 16th in defense, which is
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, that's all I'm looking to get to, which I do think they can get there. But as Joe always says, I'm hoping they get there, but we don't like hope.
Yeah, if you have a middle of the road defense and this offense is humming as expected, I'm not even going to say to its potential, because no one, how many teams actually hit their true potential, right? If the offense is humming to its expected level, you just need a middle of the road defense at best, and you're going to be you're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to be pushing for a Super Bowl berth.
Yeah.
And again, I've said this before. Last year, I really think with this group, at least with Joe and Jamar, I think last year was their floor. They were 9-8. Yeah, I mean, could they have been? They could possibly have been 7-10 because a couple games, could have,
right.
But they also could have been 12-5 if you look at a couple one position, games that just flip the other coin.
Right.
So because they're putting all this money in the offense, all their draft picks have to go to the defense, which is fine. Again, but the problem is, are we confident that we have the people in position to make those decisions? We're still waiting. Almost 60 seasons in waiting.
Yeah, not consistently enough. I mean, they have had drafts where they've hit it out the park, but it's not consistent enough.
2020 was the last really good draft they had. 2021 was bad. 2022 bad. 2023 bad. Last year got like the returns were diminishing as the season went on. You look at me in September, early October. I'm like, okay, this draft was really good. And then in December, you're like, where is everybody? Mims is, when Mims is in, he's fine, but the rest of the guys returns diminished.
Right.
So they're due. Like they need. I mean, I don't say they're due. No one's due. I mean,
they're due. They're due. I like they're due.
Due for a Lombardi, for God's sakes.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, they can't afford a bad draft. They cannot afford a bad draft, or this is going to set them back for a couple years. Yeah, because of how they've set themselves up this year.
Right. Well, the bad draft has put them in this position. You've let guys leave, and you haven't had anybody to replace them there. Let's get to Dustin here. That's fine. With Chase, Burrow, and Higgins, but Burrow got hit way too many times this year. Once again, he literally got peeled off the field in Pittsburgh. I agree. Yeah,
with that. That's why they've never fully invested in the line.
It's also Burrow holds onto the ball a lot. I mean, yes, that's true. Burrow's going. I've come to this. Burrow's going to get hit because he holds onto the ball too long. Really, but he makes plays out of this too. I mean, how many times have we seen him get out of sacks and all that stuff? So, yes, I agree with you, Dustin. But I just think that's the way Burrow is going to play. He's going to get hit, and they've spent money on the offensive line. They got two really good tackles. If they stay healthy, that's another thing. Yeah. They got a good center. It's the guards. They figure out the guard play. The offensive line will be fine. Everybody stays healthy, obviously. The guard play will be fine. But you got and health is with every NFL team. You don't know how that's going to go with any team. So I'm not asked. I mean, I'm concerned about the offensive line. I want at least one guard, but Joe's going to get hit. I mean, it's just I've just come to that where he's just going to get hit. That's just the way he plays. Anthony, what's up? He's in the chat. Hey, fellas, your thoughts? I'm not sure from the reports that I've read that the Bengals can get a first round. Everything that I'm hearing is saying mid-round. Do you think you see a path where the Bengals potentially re-sign, I think it's going to be Trey, or does he go into camp? I don't know. I keep thinking they're going to sign him. But like Joe said, we're going into the draft next week. If somebody flinches and gives them what they want, they'll trade him. But I don't want them to. But if you get, like you said, if you get a first round pick and like a third round pick in this year's draft and a couple others, then you have to say yes. I mean, it's too good of a swap to give up. Now, I don't think there's a Trey Hendrickson in this draft, but it is what it is. We'll have to see. He's 30. and they don't like that number. they don't like 30. So, what's your thoughts?
I honestly think and most likely what's going to happen is he's going to come back and there's going to be a hold in or whatever. He's not going to report to camp until towards the end of the preseason games. He's going to play the year out, and then they're going to tag him.
Which I really don't want. I would really just like everybody. I was so happy.
If you're going to tag him, then just fucking extend him for a year. Be like, hey, we're going to tag you next year. We'll extend. We'll work out a deal to cover that year. Whatever. I don't know.
Well, it's like the thing I don't get is like from what Trey was like. The communication doesn't make sense to me. Where Katie said that there's an offer on the table, and Trey was on Pat McAfee, didn't really know it was an offer, you know, because there's too inconsistent of conversations, which I don't get with the Bengals. Like, sit down, talk to them, either get it done or don't, come to a decision. This hanging over the team sucks. And that's what I did not want going into the season, because the other thing we haven't talked about is, we talk about this every time we talk about the Bengals. They got to get off to a better start.
Well, yeah.
They've got to figure out how to at least be 1-1, 2-1, something. They've got to figure that out.
Yeah, still waiting on the schedule release to figure out what it even looks like at this point. But
that's not till what, May, I think.
They haven't even announced when they're releasing. Like, just NFL is such a fucking drama queen, and it irritates the hell out of me. Just put the schedule out. Like, who cares? Like they try to make it all cute. Every team has their social media team come out and put the cutest or coolest schedule. Like, it's literally, you're just dropping a calendar.
Yeah, but they make it a big deal.
Nobody cares. And yeah, it doesn't. I know trade is a 1-1 year deal. But ultimately, reality is going to set, like the team's going to tag him next year. So it's kind of like, listen, you're going to be on the team 2025. We're going to tag you and expect you to be on the roster 2026.
He doesn't have any leverage.
Even 2027. Like, again, I'm not saying it's not the best path by any means. But it's a matter of just, I'm trying to be reality. And yeah, I mean, Dustin had said earlier that he thinks he's going to get traded. A smart team would trade him, but Bengals, this is the problem with the Bengals in any negotiation. They place their value, whether it's monetary or whether it's, on the market or on a trade market. And, the other side has to meet their, the other side has to meet where they are.
Yeah. And the thing is, like,
so Bengals one, I think, who knows what they're really asking? I mean, there's so many things out there. They're not getting like someone, I can't remember who it was. I can scroll up here and look at the who is that? Sorry, I got to keep scrolling. It was Anthony said potentially saying like a mid-round pick for Trey, and like his value is more than a mid-round pick.
Bengals are not trading him for a mid-round pick. They will not trade for that. And if it's Trey, does not have any leverage. That is the problem. Yeah. What they screwed up is his agent signed that contract extension 2 years ago. That's where they screwed up. And the Bengals are not just going to give away money. They're just not. No. So, like you said, they'll tell them to shut up and play. And
and that's what's frustrating. But the only thing that I can see happening is, say it gets to the latter part of the first round, and there's a run on ends. I think ends are very top heavy in this year's draft. Like, there's a bunch of guys that are really talented, but say there's a run and Trey Green Mike Green and guys like that are all gone by 24, 25, and someone in the latter part really needs a pass rusher. There's going to be an offer late. Is what I'm, whether they pull the trigger or not, I don't think so. But
one thing, the funny thing is, some people are wanting us to trade Trey. And the funny thing is we've been getting mad at the Bengals for not keeping their players. Now someone want to trade him. I still don't want to trade him. I want to keep him because I don't think.
Right. Well, yeah, you want to keep talent in your building. Right.
If you're trading Trey, you're not getting a return. Even if you get a whole bunch of draft picks, you never know what you're going to get. So I'd rather just keep him. And so I've said this before, give him a 2-year extension, and I give him until he's 32, 33 years old, and then move on from there. I mean, that's what I would do, but we'll see. Dustin says I would go top 40 pick for Trey.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's top of the second round. Especially lights turn off Thursday night and teams kind of reassess their draft board and everything. But I mean, who knows?
Thing is, like everybody keeps telling you, look, everybody keeps telling me he wants more. This, of course, he wants more.
Yeah, he's gonna want a 5-year deal, or a 3-year deal guaranteed or something. Like you're not getting that at that age.
Yeah, just because he wants it, and I'm not talking shit. I'm not talking shit about him. Just because he wants it doesn't mean he's going to get it, even from other teams. He's 30 years old. Other teams are still leery about this. That he could drop off the deal. He's not getting a 5-year deal. There is absolutely no way he won't get. No, he's not getting a 5-year deal from the Bengals, and he's not getting one from. I don't think from anybody else. To be honest, maybe I'm wrong, but
if he was more of a complete end, like someone who actually is really good against the run, fine, like structure it competitively, but fine, figure it out for 3-4 year deal. No, not 5. 5 years is a little too long, but he's also just but if he signs a 3-year deal, he's just going to be a sub package pass rusher at the end of that. Yeah, he's not going to be a 3-down player.
33 by then? So if it's a 3-year extension, that makes it 4 years, counting this next year. So, I mean, he might be done after that, to be honest. And I'm not. Who knows? The reality of who knows what happens, but that's just the reality of football. So that's where everybody's like, give him a 5 years. It's not going to happen. The Bengals are not giving him a 5. What Trey's agent should have done is should have got a 5-year contract. The last time he negotiated, a 3 or 4. I think it was 4, or maybe it's 3. I can't remember. That's where Trey and his agent screwed up. That's one of the reasons they're in this position. And like I said, Trey, God love him. I want him here. I know he wants to be here. He's not at the most. I think the Bengals would give him a 3-year extension. That'd make it 4 years, and that would be a lot, to be honest.
Yeah. So. He's signed for 5 years through Cincinnati anyway, when you count his current deal. So it's not as if like he hasn't been like it's not as if the Bengals don't value him.
Yeah.
This is the part that I like. This is the part that I hate. Players deserve to get paid.
Yes.
But you earn the money that you agreed to pay. It's I don't know. I hate the business of sports.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not. I think to me, like when the Raiders signed Max for as much as they did, that screwed the Bengals. I'm like, because Max is good. I think Myles Garrett is way better. I still think they paid way too much money for Myles Garrett, but the Browns owner doesn't give a crap. He just goes and does whatever he wants.
And Ron's saying, like, feel more like Garrett. He only has one move, and also he doesn't move. Like he pretty much plays from the right end the entire time. I've always wondered about that. Why don't they move him even over to the left side, or give him the freedom and obvious passing downs to pretty much just pick his spot? Like offensive line picks up, like line him up at right end and say, all right, you have the ability to move inside if you see the way protection is or whatever. I'm sure he's a smart guy and can read pre-snap alignments for the offensive lineman. I've
wondered that myself. Jerome here says he's retiring after his contract. That's why he wants to get paid. He's earned it.
You don't know that. We don't know that. Yes, $16 million is way like the production that he's given is outplayed that.
I understand it, but he signed it. I mean, that's
right.
I get it. I'm like, everybody keeps like what people are. We're all Bengals fans. We want him to get the money. It's a business. They're not just going to give him money because he deserves it or what. They're going to give him what they can negotiate. They're going to try to get him cheaper. Any NFL team, I will put it this way, most NFL teams will do that. So I'm not, again, this is not shade. I'm just telling you how it works.
What's dumb is the NFL not having guaranteed contracts. If there are guaranteed contracts, you don't have this shit because you don't have the players don't have the uncertainty of being cut.
Right.
So players aren't needing to negotiate and getting that guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm. And it all stems back to just right now around. It all stems back to his agent and him and his agent signed that contract, the second contract with the Bengals. That's why they're in this position. He can solely blame his agent for signing this. He should have got a bigger because honestly, when they drafted Myles Murphy, I thought Myles Murphy was here to replace Trey Hendrickson. I didn't think they were going to re-sign him, and then I think they got him for cheaper than they thought they would. So they're like, yeah, we'll sign you. So that's where it's his agent's fault and his fault that he's where he is. So I mean, he's played his heart out, and I get it. but it's a business. It's a cutthroat business. It sucks, but that's where he's at. And the Bengals aren't going to budge and give him, what he wants. Hopefully they'll come close. That's all we can hope for is they come close. It ain't gonna be
find something that both places are comfortable with, and that's Bengals don't do that. They Bengals find where they're comfortable.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that's what Trey's got to come to realize. I think that he's either going to have to play on this contract and then if he has a good year, the Bengals potentially tag him. It's like you got to deal with this. Is where you're at. This is where the Bengals have all the leverage. So he's got to come to a point like, all right, what can I live with? What am I going to be, I won't say happy with, but, work with the next couple of years because I can't get out of this. He wants to be here. He likes being here. So he's just going to have to come and figure out what contract and that will make him happy or make him, I won't say happy, but I love to make him happy, but livable here and be able to play where he's not pissed off the whole time,
But here's the thing. Said Bengals said they would get to him that after he signed it. They said they would get to him next year. So then why sign an extension? He didn't need to be extended. He was covered until 2025 to begin with.
Right.
The extension went 1 year out, or he was covered to 2024 or through last year anyway in 2020. So why even sign a deal that it's not as if he got that much of a pay bump.
Yeah,
over
that's why they signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, all right. That's where I'm like, I'm not trying to defend the Bengals, but if you really look at what happened when he signed the contract extension, that's why they're where they're at. That's the thing. And the Bengals like, well, you signed this last time, and why? You deserve a bump, but now you want to go up to 33, 35 or whatever. They're not giving him that.
Yeah, he got basically he signed for an extra $4 or $5 million bump for last season. Like that's basically all his extension earned him. What was a few $1 million bump going into 2024.
Right.
If he hadn't signed it before the 2023 deal, he would have had a much bigger bump in 2024. And he would have been extended for at least 1 or 2 more years. Like it's again, and I'm not saying I'm not saying he shouldn't get paid. I'm just saying this is how it
works.
Like it
sucks. I hate it. That's the way it is. But it's just this is the other side of it. We spent a lot of time talking about Trey getting his money. Watch, he gets $32 million a year and goes out and gets 7 sacks next year. That's what the Bengals are worried about.
Right.
Yes, he's done 7.
There is a cliff. Yeah. And it's, now nobody thinks that their guy is going to be the guy that falls off the cliff. Everyone thinks that their guy is going to be the guy that's going to defy Father Time and be able to play and be Khalil Mack, who's in his mid 30s and still give him great production, or some unicorn like that. But there's a reason they're unicorns. Like I would, I
mean, maybe he will. I hope he does.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't. I'm just if the Bengals
the Bengals are so risk averse anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to. The Bengals are risk adverse. That's why they don't guarantee a ton of money.
That's why they're willing to sign T and Jamar for as much as they did, because let's all be honest, they cost themselves more money by waiting.
Yeah.
But they're okay with that because of their age. Trey's 30.
Yeah.
They're not 30 is a bad number for them. They're not okay with that.
Yeah.
And again, I'll say this again. The Bengals have all the leverage in the world. Trey has none. Trey, if the Bengals don't want to trade him, they don't have to.
Right.
He signed a contract. Trey can complain all he wants, and
they forced their franchise quarterback to sit out.
Right.
This isn't a pass rusher. Yeah, pass rusher is important, but pass rusher isn't as important as your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, Bengals played chicken with Carson Palmer, and
they won.
Basically they won. It was kind of a stalemate until he was retired until he would have stayed retired. But they don't care.
I wish they did. Like I said,
right. Yeah, we know this isn't like there are 31 NFL organizations, and then there are the Bengals.
Yeah, like I said, I am not. I feel like I'm defending the Bengals, which I kind of am. But I understand what is going on here and what the Bengals are thinking, because they don't have to do anything. They literally do not have to do anything. Yeah. I want them to, so Trey's happy and everybody's happy, and we go win Lombardi. We'll see what happens. All right, we spend enough time on that. Let's get to the Reds here. The Reds are on a 3-game winning streak. They're back to 500. They're taking on the Mariners tonight. Hunter Green should be talked about more, I think, for a Cy Young candidate. I mean, he is pitching unfreaking believable right now.
Yeah, he's finally getting the hype. I don't know if any of you out there in YouTube, wherever the hell you guys are watching this, YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitter,
Twitch,
right?
All the above.
Whatever. OnlyFans. Sorry, I slipped my stream in there. But if any of you guys know Pitching Ninja, like on TikTok and Twitter and all that stuff, like Rob Freeman has an account, and he's been all over Hunter Green. Basically, on Sunday, it was to O'Neill Cruz. I think it was in the first inning. Hunter threw 100 on the dot, 100-mile-an-hour fastball, clipped literally at the bottom. I got to at the bottom corner, lower bottom corner of the strike zone. Unhittable pitch, even for someone who's 6'7" with 800-foot arms like O'Neill Cruz. Like, you can't place that ball. Like that's Greg Maddux pitching, except at 15 miles an hour.
And he was hitting 100. He was still hitting 100 or 98, I think, in the 7th inning. Still.
Yeah, his last start when he pitched in 8 2/3, he threw I think he threw 100.1 or 1 whatever into the 8th inning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the hardest throwing starting pitcher. I mean, Paul Skeens is fantastic, nothing against him. He's throwing on average 2 miles an hour faster than Paul Skeens, and everyone talks about how electric and how blazing his stuff is. Like, sorry, Hunter's throwing harder. His slider is, I want to say it's even sharper, but it's his command. His command has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
And again, like it's not that he's Greg Maddux, but it's a matter of not only throwing it in the strike zone. There was an at bat, and I think it was the same one. I took a screenshot and put it on social media. Every pitch was in the corners of the strike zone. Nothing was middle. Nothing was even like in the middle of a block. Everything was just around the edges, but in the strike zone. That's command. It control is to throw it in the strike zone. Command is throwing it where you want so that it's still in a location where they can't do any damage. You can't hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball that's in under your hands on the strike zone.
Uh-huh.
Like, you're going to hit that off your fist. You're going to either snap your bat or your hands are going to be hurting so damn bad, that your hands are going to be vibrating like you hit rebar on concrete.
That hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts. And the other thing, Lodolo, I mean, the whole pitcher staff's pitching great. Singer's been pitching good. Singer's been getting all kinds of run support, which is awesome.
Lodolo's he threw one when I was down there on Friday, and he looked solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Lodolo has looked solid. Hopefully he can, knock on wood, stay healthy. We got Abbott's back. I mean, our pitcher.
Nick Martinez has looked the worst, and that's because they run him out in the third time through the lineup. Tito, what are you doing? Like, I know you're more old school, but it's not difficult to look at basic things like batting average against third time through a lineup. That's not looking at expected WOBA and things like that. That's looking at basic stuff. Don't let him run through the lineup a third time.
Right. That's the one pitcher that we have to figure out what's going on. Well,
I mean, but do they? I mean, the problem, like his money is the problem, and they'll probably give him a longer leash.
We got Chase Burns and Petty and all these guys down there. Yeah,
I mean, Petty isn't far. Rhett, I still haven't I haven't heard the latest on Rhett Lauder.
Yeah,
literally, I was looking earlier yesterday today at injury updates, and the latest update on his was 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. That he was in Arizona working on throwing, so he's still building up. But so I don't know where he is, but there are options in there coming. Chase Burns has looked lights out again. It's in high A. He shouldn't be in high A. He should be in Chattanooga. He should be up in Louisville by Memorial Day. The way that he's pitching, get him against guys that that are actually going to test him.
I think he's going to be up here at least the latest by September. I will be shocked if he's not. To be honest,
we'll see. Ron, this is exactly my point. Like they dicked around in the offseason, didn't get a bat. They have starting pitching depth. Mm-hmm. You can deal Andrew Rabbit. You can deal Chase Petty. Package those two guys. Throw in Cam Collier. Go get Lubob. Like, go get a bat. Go get somebody off the Taylor Ward. Like, go get a legitimate outfield bat. Because even if Austin Hayes is what we hope he is and the guy from 2023,
find out.
It's still a really bad offensive outfield.
Yeah, it's
you
not
still are
good.
getting shit production from third base, first base, and DH.
Well, that's where I wish
Go
they
out and
would-
sign JD Martinez for God's sake.
Well, that's where I wish they would have gave Marte more than 7 at bats. I'm like, find out he was.
I'm curious. Yeah, I really want, and you're not, you're going to get some canned answer from Tito about how working on things, blah 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 blah. I really just want to know what their plan is for him.
Yeah.
They brought him up and he literally sat for 3 games before getting in the bat. I'm like, why bring him up then? Bring up someone that you're going to use.
Right.
It's weird.
They've done that before. I never understood like why if he's hot, get him in the lineup, bring him up and get him in there. You sit, it doesn't do any good. I'm like, you want to find out what you got from this kid. If what you saw 2 years ago and what you saw in AAA is that him or is, I still don't think what we saw last.
Well, the guy that was in the majors in the end of 23, he hit when he came up.
Man,
he hit until he got hit in the face by who was it? I think it was Ellie that threw the ball that hit him in the face in pregame. That was the day of our the Riverfront's live show down at down on the banks. All of a sudden he's yanked from the game because he got hit in the face with a throw in warm-ups.
Natty says he's getting tired of the Benson project. But the thing is, we don't have any other outfiters.
Yes. You Ron, you're right. You're right.
I agree with you. And like I said, we don't have any. I mean, Fraley isn't hitting. Benson was killing them all in AAA. That's the thing that's killing me here. It's like, and I'm waiting for. I kept hyping up CES, and man, he's struggling. I want to get him going. I still believe in that guy, but man. But I mean, hey, they've won 3 in a row. And the thing is, I talked about this with Richard Skinner a couple weeks ago. If the Reds can average 3 or 4 runs a game, they're going to win most of the games. The way the starting pitching staff is, they're going to win most of them.
I mean, the problem is, and again, looking at the outfielders and just looking at them on the looking at age. Will Benson's going to be 27. Blake Dunn is going to be 27 this year. Jake Fraley turns 30 next month. TJ Friedel turns 30. Austin Hayes turns 30 this month. Jacob Hurtubise is already 27. Spencer Sears 27, if you consider him just an outfield. Like, again, Steer, I'm giving a little bit of benefit of the doubt because he's still not right. He should not be on the active roster. The only reason he was because Hayes was injured. These are guys that are in their mid-late 20s that have no upside left, and they keep running them out because Nick Kroll and Brad Meter just determined that they're not gonna improve the team where it really needs the most improvement. I don't understand it.
It drives you nuts. That's what the Bengals and the Reds are both doing. They get the team where it's okay, but not go over the edge.
Because they want people interested. They want people buying tickets and memorabilia and merchandise and things like that. But they don't have any initiative, any inertia, any reason to go above and beyond.
They should. I am curious. I am very curious to see we'll see what Hayes does. That's the one. Like I said, for what I saw, if he's healthy, which he hasn't been yet, but I mean he's healthy from what he had last year. At GABP, he could project to hit like 28 homers. I don't expect him to hit 28 homers, but if he hits 20, 25, that would be great, and that's around 300. That would be awesome. Because he actually makes our outfield defense a little better. Because it's been core outfield play has been atrocious. But you actually, and I know you're not a numbers guy, but the defense has actually been one of the top 5 defenses, even with some of the dumb shit that's gone on. In terms of outs above average, their defense is actually one of the top 5 so far this year. They look good. Like I said, up the middle, you got Ellie and you got McLean and TJ Friedel in center field. That's a hell of a defense. Yeah. Those guys catch the ball.
Ellie just makes the dumb, careless errors that young players make. I mean, everyone does it, but it's like, come on, dude.
And Marte, he can play. I mean, Candelar's been playing good defense. He got hit. CS been playing good defense.
Dustin, absolutely not. Ellie is one of the best. Again, the errors are dumb, but errors don't like the amount of plays that he makes, the amount of plays that he gets to because of his range or his arm, more than makes up for the dumb errors.
Hopefully he'll stop.
You keep someone in the infield because everyone's bringing up O'Neal Cruz moving because they're similar sized guys. O'Neal Cruz was by every metric, a terrible shortstop. He moved to the outfield because he's got speed and height, but he didn't have great range. He didn't have great mechanics. And he was a black hole at shortstop for the Pirates. Ellie's not that. Ellie is one of the best defensive shortstops. Again, forget about errors. Errors happen. They're annoying because they stick out. It's the plays that he gets to.
I want the dumb base running stuff to stop. That's the one thing that's driving me insane. We're still doing that crap. Even though on the 3-game winning streak, we're still doing that. It's like, it's basic stuff.
Yeah. I was encouraged on, again, Friday. I don't know if you saw the highlight where catcher kind of bobbled it. Ellie stole third. Spence followed him up. It was a trail runner, and then he ended up throwing it away. The ball literally rolled. Like if you watch the highlights, you can actually see my back watching the ball, going to the corner because we were right there in the front row in the corner. But like the fact that Spencer followed up as the trail runner and was on his horse and never broke stride and scored standing up because he was running smart.
Yeah, that
and running hard.
That made me feel a lot better because that's in 2022. 2023. They did. That's what they did a lot when they all came up.
Yeah.
They made a lot of aggressive.
Yeah.
Most of the time, smart base running. They did do some dumb stuff, but they're being aggressive.
They were too. I think they were too aggressive last year, to the point of being dumb.
Well, I get tired of the ones where guys get picked off at first base. Like, how the hell do you get picked off at first base? That's the one. But we're being negative here, and I'm like, they're on a 3-game winning streak. I mean, the thing that I like, they beat the damn Pirates, and they could not beat them last year for some stupid reason. And that's the thing. It's like, so it's like my question is like, do you believe in the Reds? I'm like, not completely yet because they should have swept the Pirates.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with the Mariners and moving forward. Because the thing is, if they got streaks are great, they need to win series. You got to win. Yeah. 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3. You got to win series. And
their schedule is soft coming up. The Mariners are not a good team. They pitch they're like the Reds. They pitch really well, but they can't hit.
Right.
Orioles are scuffling because they can't pitch. Marlins are a hot mess. Then they go to Colorado. Colorado's one of the few organizations that's probably worse than the Bengals. The Reds. God. And then they finish out the month in St. Louis, and St. Louis is. I don't know what the hell St. Louis is doing. They're okay. They've got talent, and they're weird.
I'm here for the Tweety Bird sucking all day, every day. I want them to suck.
I don't even know. I don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of in some. They have some young guys. None of the young guys are doing as well as they should. Mason Wynn's okay. Jordan Walker's not good, and then they're hanging on to super old guys like Nolan Arenado. I don't know. I don't get it. They kept trying to trade Sonny Gray, and they didn't.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Can't wait to watch the Reds pitching against Cubs hitting soon.
Yeah, Cubs bats are legit, but the Cubs can't pitch either. They just lost Justin Steele.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said Brad said Seattle's 8-8, just like the Reds.
This with a negative run differential.
They should win. It's our home series. We should win this series. They should win this series. This is if they are a legit contender, if they should win the series. The thing is, like we talked about before. If they're in this in July, they better go get a bat because if they don't, then why in the hell did you go out and get Terry Francona and do the stuff you did in the offseason?
Do it now because it's only going to the cost is going to get higher because then
they're not going to do it now.
I know.
I agree with you. They should do it. That should have done it in the offseason. They're not going to, but hopefully by then. Andrew, yes, I agree. WrestleMania is this weekend. I cannot wait. Get the Hall of Fame Friday night. I know Joe's a big wrestling fan. First night Saturday night, then Sunday, then they got the roast afterwards. It's gonna be awesome. Joe, I know you gotta get the heck out of here. I do too, because I gotta take my wife to the airport.
I got some hot bingo action going on tonight.
Ooh, and I'm the one that's 50-year-old, and you're on the bingo.
Oh, I'm not gonna pretend that I have I don't. What's age appropriate outings for someone in their. Yeah,
Sonny, I got it.
Did you say B27? Do you know how bingo's played?
B27.
It's 1 to 15, 16 to 30. My God,
I don't play.
This bingo. Is your age group activity.
I know, and I don't play it. You're the one going to play it, so no.
I don't even know what for someone in their mid 40s. I don't know what an age appropriate activity is. I really don't. I'm too old to go bar hopping and shit like that. I drink plenty. I mean, Jeff's seen me had plenty of beverages of the bourbon variety.
Drinking and playing cornhole and hanging out at my house. That's the
that's cool. You just need to move your ass out of the west side.
No, never. Love this.
And yes,
Joe?
Brad, you are 190% right.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. All right, Joe, you got anything coming up on Joe's Tavern?
Well, I've got guys lined up. Got authors. I have football players. I have basketball players. I have baseball players that are lined up. So
When you doing them? When the show's dropping?
getting through them soon. It's getting through all the 8 million crap things that have to do with being a parent and that kind of crap. So I do need to get on some legitimate schedule because it's kind of hard to keep an audience when you're intermittently just throwing shit out whenever the hell you want to.
Yeah, pretty much. People are like, they forget about you. So
yeah, exactly. I forgot about me. I forgot I got a show. I'm like, oh shit.
Like, oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to go do something.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you very much for coming to the birthday party. Thanks for hosting the roast. It was an absolute blast.
Happy to make fun of you on a microphone.
Hey, I'm here for it. I wanted more people to do it. My sister is way too nice.
What the hell? I'm still pissed about that.
Way too nice.
I don't have anything mean to say. Well, then hand me the microphone back.
Right, exactly. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. My brother left. My brother would have killed me, but he left. So
right.
Whatever. We'll see how.
Horse shit.
Hey, that's bullshit. All right, Joe. Appreciate you, brother. See you next Tuesday. And oh yeah, you're gonna be at the draft party too. That's next Thursday. So you'll be on twice.
So you'll still see me next Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday and Thursday.
I know, twice a week. This is it. Really is your birthday month because you can see double. You can see double of me next week.
That makes me so excited. I'm so happy.
Woo! It is the greatest. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn. Hang on. There's a way to turn on like effects and shit like that. Hang on. Reactions. Oh, hang on. Here we go.
What you got?
There we go.
Wow. Holy crap. This all this for my birthday. I'm so
Woo!
excited.
There we go. There's the confetti.
On that note, you're out of here. See you
Bye-bye.
Later. I hope you guys enjoyed that much as I did. Go follow Joe. Subscribe to his show. It's Joe's Tavern. He has some great guests coming up there. It's going to be lots of fun. I'm going to get the heck out of here. But first, I want to tell you guys once again about the NFL draft party we're having at Mount Lookout Tavern, April 24th. Like I said, the Bengals trivia starts at 6. So get your teams together. I'll be hosting that. We have some prizes in there. The podcast starts at 7. Tyson Anderson will be there. David Fulcher will be there. Joe will be there. I think Harrison and Neil will be there. I'm not sure. So come on down and hang out. We'll be there all night. The pod goes till 8. We'll be hanging out all night, waiting to see what the Bengals do at 17. And then the next day, we got you covered. Come on over to Project Game Day's draft fundraiser in support of sending individuals with disabilities and military veterans to Bengals games. It's $30 per ticket. Eat Foley, Midwest Best Barbecue, Bengals Collectibles, Cincy Hat will be there. Gold Star Chili is going to be there. It's April 25th, 6 p.m. to 11. Get your tickets. You can Venmo them at Project Game Day or PayPal projectgameday@gmail. And shout out to Priority Lawn and Landscaping for always sponsoring the Ice Cave. I appreciate them. Give them a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. Check them out on Facebook and tell them ICE sent you. Again, that's Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Shout out to T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, my boy, Matty Meyer and Meyer Doors and Windows and more. You can check them out at MeyerCincinnati.com. I got them at my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, easy to clean, great looking windows. The doors are awesome too. I got a sliding glass door that they installed in a different spot. They closed one window off or closed the sliding glass door off, made it a window, and made the window a sliding glass door. So you got anything that you want done with your windows and doors, give Meyer Windows and Doors a chance at MeyerCincinnati.com. All right, guys. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do a show or not. I'm planning on going to the Reds game. So I do one. It'll be earlier in the day. I definitely got a show on Thursday. Gridiron Grading is going to be here Thursday. The Godfather, Anthony Cosenza, will be on the show Friday. So, like I always tell you guys, make sure you subscribe to the show. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook, whatever, because I put it out all those places. If I do a show tomorrow, I'll tell you what time and all that. If I don't do one tomorrow, I will see you on Thursday. You guys have a great time. Remember, as always, Houday for life. throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Weekday nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry icy's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV